My 24M girlfriend 23F just broke up with me because of her work friends. I am not op. Original post by you, throw Ralt GFDM in our relationship advice. An NBSP. My 24M girlfriend 23F just broke up with me because of her work friends. February 23, 2023. I have been with my girlfriend, Kate, exclusively for 5 years but on and off for 2 years before. A lot of my first happened with her. We went to each other's prom, school dances. We supported each other through tough times. I know Kate is out of my league and I did all I could to make her feel safe and secure. I'm in love with her and wanted a future with her. I went off to college and got a double major and Kate went into cosmetology school. We were planning to move in with each other in a few months and talked about marriage and children. For the last couple of months, she kept making comments like, "My coworkers keep asking why I'm with you." Quote, coworker name. Thinks that you're not in my league. My coworkers want me to hang out with them and meet new people. Every time I would ask Kate what she thought, she always said that she loves me and ignores the comments. Tells them to stop, but they kept saying these comments made by her coworkers. We always had open communication. Talk things out. We haven't had any major issues. We argue over little things such as movies and TV, anime shows, food, etc. We don't hide anything. These comments started when she got the job at that salon. She works with all women. She did not cheat or anything. No emotional affairs. No hiding locations. No secret social media. The other night we had a nice date. Had a good after date. When I dropped her off at her place, she commented that she was having doubts about our relationship and wanted to break up. I was super confused and didn't say anything. I slowly walked away. I know it was because of her coworkers. The comments they were making and pushing her to leave me. She said so in a message. Less than 4 hours later she started calling me and texting me saying she was sorry. Didn't mean it. That she loves me. And she was stupid for what she said, listening to her new friends. She was going to quit and find a different job. Stop talking to her friends, coworkers. I have not responded to anyone. I'm conflicted. I love her. I have a ring being made for her. Money saved for a house for both of us. We share 85% of our friend groups. The rest are from our jobs. Most of our shared friends have now heard about the breakup and seem just as confused as I am. From some of the messages I have received, it looks like she told them the truth. That her coworkers started to give her insecurities about our relationship and she stupidly went with it. Her parents tried to reach out to me asking what happened. We are very close. I have been radio silent. Luckily I can work remotely. I left my apartment yesterday with my laptop and found a nice place with good internet to still do my job. I feel lost. I don't know what I did. I don't know how to feel. I need advice and suggestions. TL. Dear, my longtime girlfriend just broke up with me because her coworkers thought I'm not good enough for her. Quick update. After I posted, my boss sent me an urgent message asking if we could do a Zoom meeting. I accepted. When his picture came up, there were 2 cops behind him. Apparently, someone they wouldn't name asked them to do a wellness check on me. They tried my apartment and no one was there. Then my work. I was not there. My boss knew I was actively working remotely and called me. I had to explain I was alright, just had my phone off due to drama. I'm also supposed to go to her parents' house tonight. Update number 2: we did not have a meeting last night. I rescheduled it for tonight, Friday. Life also has a way of kicking you when you are down. As I was going through my missed calls last night, I got a voicemail saying that my ring would be ready to pick up today, Friday. I also want to apologize for spelling and grammar mistakes. I have not been in my right mind the last few days. Thanks for all the feedback. I will probably update tomorrow or Sunday. An NBSP update. My 24M girlfriend 23F just broke up with me because of her work friends. February 25, 2023. My longtime girlfriend just broke up with me because of her coworkers. They thought I'm not good enough and out of her league. Thanks for the messages and comments. It has been an emotionally draining few days. On Friday I cleared all my voicemail and texts. I ended up with 61 missed calls, 4 from the police, 14 voicemails, and 417 text messages. I sent a generalized message to those who reached out stating that I was okay and safe, as well as need time and space while I work out some personal issues. I picked up the ring since it was already paid for, then put it in the box I made for it. I did go to her parents' house. As soon as I pulled up, Kate opened the door and ran out. She had been crying. Went to give me a hug. I accepted, but it wasn't how I usually hug. She then tried to kiss me. I moved my head and backed up. We went in and sat down. We sat for about 10 minutes not saying anything. She started crying and said she was sorry. I just responded with okay. I asked her what she told everyone. She said the truth. I asked her why the cops were called to check on me. She explained that she didn't call them. After our friends found out, they tried reaching out. After none of them had heard from me in over 24 hours, they decided to call in the wellness check. Kate used the word catatonic to describe me after I walked away. I took a bunch of the questions you guys posted. I asked her why did she break up with me. She didn't give me a straight answer. Something about people at work constantly talking bad about me and playing on her insecurities. I asked her why she kept letting that happen and not put a stop to it by setting clear boundaries. She said that she tried and it would work for a day but would go back the next. I asked if she saw value in me as a person or in our relationship. She said that she does in both. I asked why would she break up over something a random stranger said about me. She said she was sorry and it was a dumb mistake. Paraphrasing. I asked how did they know about me or our relationship and how much they talked about me. The ladies at the salon overheard Kate talk to some of our friends or customers while she was working about me. Things we did like dates, birthday parties, etc. Did she believe her coworkers were right? She said no. I then followed up with why. She said again she did not know. I asked her if there was someone else. She immediately said no. She has never cheated or been tempted to. She offered me her phone, which I declined. I then told her how I felt. Sorry isn't enough. If she wants this relationship, she needs to prove it to me. I didn't care that her coworkers kept talking about us. It's that you listened. It isn't what they said that hurts, it's the fact that you kept listening to it and repeated it back to me. She didn't try hard enough to stop them. It makes me feel like she had to feel the same way to an extent. That is what hurt and damaged the relationship. That her insecurities are what broke my trust. I will now always think that this might happen again. She will run off at the next opportunity. She asked why I just talked away. I told her that at that moment. Just 2 sentences broke me and made me rethink my life up to that point and the future I was planning with us together. I was growing and making moves for that future. She started crying harder. I felt bad. The next thing I did I regret. I asked her if she knew I was going to propose soon. She said no. I pulled out and showed her the box. I made the box as well. It has 2 buttons, one that says yes and one that says no. It has lights that say, "Will you be my life partner?" I set it on the table and pressed yes. The box opened and she started to cry even harder. The ring has both of our birthstones that form the shape of a completed heart with small diamonds surrounding it. Laser engraved initials and date of our anniversary. I had it made so that it could be added onto when we had kids. Her parents were there but were more just to make sure things kept civil. Her mom was crying and her dad looked pissed but not at me. They both made comments about the ring box. I told her that the future I had planned was not going to happen anymore. We need to give each other space. At least 3 months of no communication. We need to take a step back and look at who we are and what we want moving forward. After that, we will see where we are at. But this is on my terms and timeline. I can't return the ring, so I don't know what to do with it. Might end up just giving it to her if things don't work out. After 3 months or longer. She said that most of our shared friends told her off and blocked her. Her parents are pissed and her little sister hasn't talked to her since the first night. I said I'm sorry but actions have consequences. I wished her the best, thanked her parents for all they have done for me and hugged them. I knocked on her little sister's door. I have known her all of her life. Thanked her as well. Hugged her and left. I have 4 months left on my lease. I'm thinking of possibly moving when it expires. Tonight I'm hanging out with a good friend, Mr. Johnny Walker. Just for tonight. I will get my life going again tomorrow. I don't know if there will be another update or not. An NBSP. I would have purposed tonight. February 28, 2023. Not sure if anyone will read this, but if things didn't go down the way that they did, I would have asked her to be my wife tonight at midnight. Our first date was on Leap Day. We would have been married on Leap Day of next year. An NBSP. Reminder: I am not the original poster. GF wouldn't have broken up with him if she didn't agree with her coworkers on some level. Doesn't matter how great Op is. She's probably been thinking, but what if I could have better? For a while, but wasn't sure enough to actually end things without the push. And then once she remembered that she wasn't sure and had regrets. I feel bad for Op. And I hope this girl learns that nothing in life is perfect. She needs to be grateful for good things without holding them to that impossible standard. Man, I do not understand how messed up OOP's headspace has gotten. Out of my league. It seems OOP's league is the one that matters here. When her own family is still thoroughly disgusted with her when cheating or abuse is not involved. That is really telling about how much they valued OOP. When I think of the care and thoughtfulness he showed with respect to the ring, in contrast to her behavior and inability to explain herself, yikes. Another small update. https www.reddit.com/user/throwraltgfdm/comments/11anotu/ I would have a purpose tonight/ UTM source equals share and UTM medium equals iOS app and UTM name equals iOS SMF. She asked why I just talked away. Between this and her telling him what they were saying repeatedly, me thinks she was hoping he'd react and do something to prove he was worth it. Or panic and tell her how much she means to him. Please don't leave etc. When telling him got no reaction, she broke it off. But instead of him begging her not to, he simply walked away and accepted it. She realized she lost it all and tried to backtrack, but thankfully OOP knows his own worth. Totally understand why they'd need a break after that. The person kept telling them they weren't good enough and that people they'd never met thought she should leave him, and then broke up with them right after a date. Sorry. I didn't mean it, or, I panicked and messed up, doesn't cut it. So the out of her league thing by both OOP and ex's friends. Is this a looks issue? Thinking face. If he's asking for 3 months of zero contact, then he might as well just call it over with. With how strongly he reacted, I doubt there's any coming back from that. Suix about the ring. Sounds like the end started months ago. Reminds me of a Reddit post where the wife listened to her divorced coworkers who convinced her to have an affair at work and then yelled at her when the husband sent a cake to her office with a photo of her and AP along with divorce papers. I'm proud of Oop. Clearly he's hurt. Clearly he saw a future with her. But he's doing the right thing by not pretending they can just put this behind them and move forward ASAP. His ex needs to grow up. As it stands, in his shoes, I would be wondering when not if she would be influenced again. 3 months apart is a good start. And I hope she'll respect that and not contact him at all. My best friend in secondary school, UK equivalent of high school, would do something like this by telling me any mean thing she overheard someone else say about me. It slowly eroded what little confidence I had and made me feel she was the only person I could trust. I spent the last few months of school feeling miserable that seemingly so many people thought I was fat, stupid and inferior to them all. Fortunately, when she went to uni, I made new friends in my workplace and gradually rebuilt my confidence a bit. But it still took me years to figure out how toxic she actually had been and be able to trust that people really did like me for who I am. Even then, I can only begin to imagine how it must feel for Oop to be treated like this by the woman he loved and was planning to build a life with. Bloody hell. I hope he stays well away and finds someone who never treats him like this. Sheesh. I get that the fiancé must have acted out of her own insecurities, blah blah blah. But seriously, how freaking cruel to do this to the poor guy. There's either something more than just coworkers talking smack, or she's the most easily led, wishy-washy person ever. Either way, not life partner material. I hope Oop finds someone who deserves him. I have to wonder about these coworkers. Who gives unsolicited relationship advice to a coworker when they haven't even met the partner? Unless of course her comments were more critical than she said they were. Quick update. After I posted, my boss sent me an urgent message asking if we could do a Zoom meeting. I accepted. When his picture came up, there were 2 cops behind him. Apparently, someone they wouldn't name asked them to do a wellness check on me. Sorry, but what? There has got to be more to this story on her end. This is somehow worse than the situations where a friend convinces the so is cheating with zero actual evidence. Just planting the seed and coming up with conspiracy theories as to why it makes sense. But to blow up a 7-year relationship, that honestly sounds to have had a good foundation, just because someone said, "You're out of his league," is messed up. I kept waiting for the ball to drop and Oop to be shown as an unreliable narrator. But that doesn't sound to be the case here. Screw these women commenting on GF's relationship without ever having met him and barely knowing her. Could you imagine? The person you plan to spend the rest of your life with comes to you and out of nowhere says they want a break? Their reasoning? Some girls I barely know told me I'm out of your league. I'm guessing this was based on appearances since these women have never met Oop. And the out of the league comment. How do you commit to someone who at the first mention of, "You're too pretty to be with him," takes it seriously and decides to throw it all away? I hope that Oop finds peace in someone else who respects him and their relationship. This feels incredibly dramatic and doesn't really make sense. 1. Why are these salon friends so invested in her relationship and breaking them up? This has been ongoing for months and Oop hasn't tried to figure it out. 2. How did the friend groups even hear about the breakup to start calling, texting and the whole wellness check? It sounds like she impulsively blurted it out and regretted it shortly after, so I'm not sure why it seems like there was a Facebook announcement. 3. I asked her if she knew I was going to propose soon. She said no. Wait, these people aren't even on the same basic page here? He says earlier they'd been actively talking about marriage and kids. 4. Her parents were there but were more just to make sure things kept civil. Kind of weird that this was a concern. 5. He says they would have been married on leap day the following year. He decided on a wedding day unilaterally before even proposing? That's pretty presumptuous and stupid. 6. At the end of the story it seems like he's pretty clearly breaking up with her. He says 3 months but everything else makes it very clear he's moving on. He explicitly says their married future isn't happening. So why bother with the 3-month timeline? Young couples often find that they grow in different directions. I'd have believed this. Except it plays into "salon girls are promiscuous" meme. That said, I know a bunch of salon girls, boys who are promiscuous. So it's a hard time mapping this out. This reads so much like a typical incel bait post written by someone young. Let's check the boxes. 1. Long-term, each other's firsts. 2. Woman goes into cosmetology and ends up working in a looks-based career. 3. Guy goes to actual college and double majors. So clearly he's super smart and successful. And all the "out of your league" is just about his looks. 4. Their friends all end up blocking the girl, even her parents are disgusted with her. 5. Guy was about to give her everything. House, ring, etc. All that's missing is cheating. I'm sure if this is popular, cheating will show up in the sequel. Updates.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.